Nintendo are selling us cardboard? Oh, that's good. I could use some of that. Yeah, I don't want to be sat in that cardboard for the whole video. So hello everybody, I am Random Dave and let's talk about Nintendo. Today's topic is Nintendo Labo, or Labo, or Labo, however you pronounce that. Anyways, Nintendo a few weeks ago made this announcement that they're bringing this new peripheral to the Switch, and it is cardboard, coming out in April. That's all you really need to know. So now I've had time to properly think this through. I'm wondering, what do I think about Nintendo Labo? Am I looking forward to it or not? Well, I've come up with 5 good things about it and 5 things I am concerned about, so let's get straight to it. Before we get straight to it, I'll just say this is purely based on that trailer we saw and a few things I've read about it since. So obviously we don't know what the final product will actually be like, so this is just based on what we know so far. The first good thing is the creativity in it. This is just what Nintendo does. They like to innovate, they like to come up with these crazy ideas. I mean, look at the Wii Remote and the touch screen on the DS and all that. I mean, this is just what they love doing. They're bringing something new, exciting, interesting to gaming, and that's always a good thing. I mean, some of those ideas you see in the trailer, like the piano, the house, the giant robots, I mean, it's just amazing what they do. And that is the second good thing about it. Project Giant Robot has been revived. I mean, they showed it off a few years ago at E3 using the gamepad, and it didn't really look that good because I'll just go get the gamepad and demonstrate. So basically, I think they were holding the gamepad like that. You had like the robot on the screen and the point of view here, a bit like Star Fox. And they were sort of going like that to fight, and it just looked awkward. You've got this one big thing in your hand, whereas now you can have 2 things in your separate hands, so the punching and that is a lot more fluid, a lot better to do. So it is nice. I mean, I wasn't impressed with Project Giant Robot when they showed it at E3, but it is nice that they brought it back, so those efforts aren't to waste and it looks a million times better now. The third good thing about it is it uses these nice little Joy-Cons. I'm a big fan of these, but there's one feature they showed off on here that I thought, why is that there? That thing there, which they're saying is like a camera, like not a proper camera, but it can detect things. It can detect whether you're using like rock, paper or scissors, which obviously it can't, because it would have known I did it wrong there. But I thought, that's interesting enough, but when's that ever going to get used? I don't know if 1-2 Switch used it or not, but I mean, is that just like them spending that extra effort and time into something that's never going to get used? Is that us spending money on the Joy-Cons? Obviously the price goes up with the more technology in there, for something that's never going to get used. Well, this does use it, because there's a piano one where that knows what key you're pressing because of how far away it is, or something like that. So it is nice to see they're actually using that in something. The fourth good thing about it is the price. It's currently, for the mini-game compilation, £60 and £70 for the giant robots, which isn't bad when you consider how expensive Switch games tend to be anyway, so that's a good thing. And the final good thing I'm going to say about it is it's bringing something that's not gaming into gaming. It's getting the kids away from the screen for a while, because they're going to be doing their arts and crafts, making these Labo models, before they can use them, and it's something they can do with their parents. It's like a bonding thing as well, which is always good. And I said the same thing about the Wii Remote as well. I mean, obviously that didn't bring them away from the screen, but it got them up, it got them moving. And someone would say to me, well, why don't they just go outside and play tennis for real and think, you know, Wii Fit, why don't they do real exercise? And I'm like, yeah, there is that, but I mean, obviously it's not as good as actually playing for real or doing the real exercises, but kids, teenagers, geeky adults like myself, we want to play video games. That's what we want to do. There's no getting around that. So what Nintendo have done is they've brought the activity into gaming. Obviously it's not as good as the real activity, but it's something. You know, and here, it's got them doing arts and crafts away from the screen. It's got them doing something that they'll do with someone else. And it's good that they brought that to gaming, because it's something that kids want to do. And there's one text I'm going to read out that my friend Glenn from Switch Up Gaming sent me this text. So I was telling me his opinion. He said, "I absolutely love that Nintendo wants children to actually be children. maybe we can get 7-year-olds off Call of Duty soon. And that is a good point. It's going to get kids doing something kids would do normally. So that's always a good thing. So now on to my concerns about this. The first one, as I demonstrated earlier, is the name. I don't think it's a bad name, but how do you pronounce it? Labo, 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 I've heard different ways of being pronounced. This is probably going to be a tomato thing in the future probably, because that announce trailer didn't say the name at all, so we don't know how it's pronounced properly. Secondly, and obviously I might be wrong here, but I'm assuming the scissors and felt pens and all that, they're great, aren't included. So that is a hidden cost, and I do not like hidden costs. The third concern I have is it's kind of gimmicky. I mean, I don't see this having a long future, not in the long run, but I see it being popular for a while, but again, like anything gimmicky, look at the Kinect and PlayStation Move, they didn't really go anywhere. I mean, Nintendo supported the Wii remote with first-party games that used it, but will they support this as much as they did that? It's not the main controller. So I have a worry that, yeah, it'll be a good in the short term, but will it have legs to stand on really? My fourth main concern is clutter. Just clutter. I mean, you saw that cardboard I had at the beginning, because I moved house last month, and that's just from all the boxes and stuff we had, and my wife and I, we recycled a lot when we got here, and that's what we still have left over. And so last thing I want to do is bring more cardboard into the house. I mean, I've got a friend that's picking up all those boxes because he's moving soon, so that's all good, but it's just, let me demonstrate what I mean by clutter. In the Wii era, we had the Wii balance board, the Wii zapper, Skylanders portals, Wii wheels, Guitar Hero controllers, and plenty more. I don't own all of the peripherals obviously, but this stuff just clutters up the house, doesn't it? And it's like now we're bringing a minigame compilation that's going to have several models, just a model for each minigame basically, and it's like it's going to take up a lot of space. I know the advantage here is cardboard can be disassembled and folded up so it takes up less room, but I don't think I could be bothered with that. Like, I don't know how long it takes to set them up and deassemble. I mean, they're going to get damaged if you're going to be constantly doing that. I mean, are you going to want to reassemble it just to play the minigame for however long? And it's just, I mean, the only bug here is that piano looks smaller than a real piano, obviously, so that's something. But yeah, it's just clutter. I mean, that's already all I can say about it. And my biggest concern I have saved for the last, and that is the future of it. Now, I mentioned earlier it's kind of gimmicky. I don't see a long future beyond, you know, the initial year or so, but Nintendo seem to, because I read an interview with Reggie who said that they've got a big future planned for this Labo. They're gonna give it to third parties to come up with stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's fine for what they've announced so far, but please don't let this interfere with other games. I mean, I would hate it. I've been wanting a new F-Zero for so many years now. I would hate it for them to suddenly say, yes, we've made a new F-Zero. Oh, by the way, it comes with this cardboard stuff and you can't play it without this. Metroid Prime 4 comes out. Oh, yes, we've got this cardboard you've got to put the Joy-Cons in and do all this stuff with. Just let us play our proper games with our proper controllers, the Pro controller, the Joy-Cons, and the, you know, without all the gimmicky stuff. And I'm worried that Nintendo might just ruin future games, because some of the Wii games were ruined by forced motion controls. The most important thing about these motion controls was they were optional. Please, if Labo comes into things like Metroid Prime 4, the new Pokemon, or things like that, make it optional at least. So in conclusion, I would like to try Labo, I'd like to play it, it looks fun, but it's not something, it's not for me basically. It's not something I'm going to buy, it's not something I'm going to invest in, and I think for minigame compilations it looks fun and all that, but I just hope that it doesn't go beyond that. So what do you think of it? Are you excited for it? Are you dreading it? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think it's the best thing ever? leave a comment down there. Make sure you mention any pros and cons I might have left out. If you like this video, leave a like, it all helps out, and make sure you subscribe because I'll be doing plenty more videos like this in the future talking about various things. So, thank you for watching, goodbye.